This is so different. I have a roof and walls and a window. I'm like, oh, I'm spoiled. So, what was I doing? Oh, you're getting a drink. Oh. And then getting dinner started. Well, at least getting the barbecue. I can call it a barbecue now, because it is as a barbecue thing. Oh yeah, get that on and then relax. Half bag of charcoal that I found in there. I have a full bag, but this is only a half one, so this would be about 1 kilo maybe. Some bits of birch. So this is different. I'm lighting charcoal. There is some kindling in there, but I'm not making a proper fire. This is a barbecue, bushcraft style. So as always, use what you've got. I have my fire starting kit, and from my mess kit I've also got my Trangia alcohol burner fluid, so I'm gonna probably go with this to start with. So Röd Sprit or methylated spirits, in my dyeing grip bag. I've got the Ziploc bag. Yeah, that's definitely broken, isn't it? We have a bit of a leak as well. Oh dear. So half a third of the bottle. Put that out of the way. It would be awesome to go hunting, butcher the meat on site in a place like this, and then cook some of the freshest meat you'll ever eat. But I'm not quite sure that's even allowed in Sweden. I think you have to take it to a butcher's and they weigh it, and then you're allowed a quota. So, proper charcoal, not briquettes. Burn that when the time is right. Oh, actually the stick's now about to come in useful. If I put them either side, that will hold the heat in. Roll away. It's going to roll away, isn't it? Alright, time to get messy. I'll take that out of the way for now. Should have. There is a lighter in there, but I won't be using it. I'll be using my own one. excess bark bits. As evenly as I can around the coals. Yeah, the mosquitoes are starting to come out. There's one. Oh dear. Right. This is when time. Charcoal's doing its thing. It's starting to heat up and spread its heat across, so I can start cooking dinner soon. But while I've got a couple of minutes, I thought I'd like to get a bit personal with you. Not something I normally do on my videos, but this year things have changed. I don't think it's worth a bit of full disclosure or open honesty with you. Most of the people that watch my videos, at the point of recording this at least anyway, know me, or know me very well, and have seen a few changes. But this year has big changes for me. If you've watched some of my videos before in the past, if you don't know me, you may have noticed that I come across as a bit nervous, shaking. I have a genetic neurological condition known as Charcot-Marie Tooth Syndrome, CMT as it's commonly known. It's not contagious, you won't catch it by watching this video, don't worry, but it is a progressive disease. So as I get older, it gets worse. And as I said, this year I have noticed some serious changes and some things that are now what I would call becoming a problem. A good example, I suppose we should go back a little bit. Charcot-Marie Tooth Syndrome is a genetic neurological disease which affects the nervous system itself. It has trouble sending and receiving signals to the brain. Because of that, it causes other symptoms. A good example would be I have deformed feet. And you may have seen my hands, when I try and open my hands open fully, they're not really open at all. They're kind of all over the place. These three fingers are still working on both hands. The little finger and the ring finger aren't really doing so well, especially on the left hand. I am left-handed, if you hadn't already noticed, as all the best people are. But it does get worse as you get older, and you start to lose sensation, you start to lose motor skills, which is one of the reasons why I shake. If I'm doing any exercise or any strenuous activities, the shaking is exaggerated. So after carrying heavy logs or sawing logs and chopping things, you may have noticed me shaking a lot more. Another symptom of the CMT is accelerated metabolism. Metabolism? Yeah, metabolism. That's the right way of phrasing it. Yeah, so it means I burn a lot more calories than the average person. So the shaking is part of the CMT. I quite often, when people ask me why am I shaking, I just tell them my medical condition is easily explained as Parkinson's with bonus symptoms. Those bonus symptoms are a whole shopping list of things. One of them being loss of sensation, which is something that's happened this year. I've lost feeling in my left foot, and I'm starting to lose feeling in my left hand as well, depending on if I'm tired or hungry as to how bad that loss of feeling is. I mean, currently I have no feeling in those two fingers in my hand, so about there, and I have pins and needles, or quite often in some mornings where if I'm tired it's chronic pins and needles, all the way up to my forearm now, and it's about here on my right arm at the moment. So it's and it will get worse as time goes on, so just so you understand where I'm coming from, and what you're watching is not someone who is living through a drug problem. It's not like that at all. It is a medical condition. It's a neurological medical condition. So yeah, don't feel sorry for me. I don't really want your sympathy because I don't know any difference. I do struggle sometimes, but it's the way I am. You just get on with it. It's life. You deal the hand life has given you, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm still trying to enjoy the outdoors as much as I possibly can until I can't. And when that day comes, I'll take it, and the best I can, and I'll fight it the best I can, I think. So yeah, thank you for this unusual episode in what's normal my normal outdoor videos. And yeah, like I said, I don't need your sympathy, and thank you for watching, and thank you for continuing to watch as well. So, skål, glad midsummer. It's happy midsummer in Swedish, and skål is the Swedish cheers, which means, if you want to do a direct translation, it means bowl. But every what's the, when you do that? It's got a technical name, hasn't it? When you say cheers in English, it means something. Whatever that thing is that you do when you raise your alcoholic drink and toast. It's a toast. There we go. Now, when you toast. So, back to the normal stuff, shall we? Yeah. Right then. Getting close to dinner time. As I mentioned earlier, and if you remember, I said I've got a very Swedish dish to prepare tonight. It's called falukorv. It's a falu sausage. I'm not going to eat the whole thing because it's impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but it's just greedy. So I have half of a falukorv. That's half of the sausage. It is normally a ring. It's quite a generous sized sausage, really. That's the more a Bushcraft knife in comparison for the size. It is very thick. It's almost 2 inches thick, nearly 5 centimeters. You can do all sorts of things with it because it's so thick and fat, but I'm just going to be frying it tonight, or grilling it, barbecuing it. I'd eaten this when I was visiting Sweden, and I thought it was very tasty, interesting, very different. Most of the sausages in Sweden are finely ground meat, but a very high meat content. Good example, in Britain you can buy sausages that will be, I think, anything down to about 49% meat. So 51%. But Sweden don't really take it that direction. You can even buy sausages that are 99% meat. It's just pure meat and a bit of salt and pepper. But this, I believe, is a high percentage of meat anyway. But it needs preparing. Like I said, it looks like a cured sausage from Germany or Poland, maybe. So the first time I cooked it, I saw a recipe where you slice it about 3/4 of the way through, and you put in slices of tomato and slices of cheese. And then you put it in the oven and let it do its thing. And it came out perfect. I was really impressed with it, and my friend just laughed and says, "We can't eat this, it's poisonous." "Looks fine to me." He went, "No, you've left the plastic skin on." So yeah, lesson learned. Never did it again. Obviously he found that hilarious and made fun of me for months. As you do with mates. So I have to remove plastic skin and then prepare the meat. So it's just a thin plastic skin, so we just cut through. So there we go. What we would call processed sausage meat. So what I'm going to do this evening is barbecue it. I'm not going to barbecue it as it is because it might be a bit too difficult to eat. So I've got two choices. Cut this in half, or what is quite common in Sweden is you slice it into little round discs, like pellets or pucks, and then you just fry it or grill it. So I was going to be doing that, and then I realised I'm limited on my plate. I've just got aluminium foil, so I'm still not really decided what I'm going to do with it. I will obviously be putting my wonderful barbecue Jaeger mix spice on there, but I think it might be easier. Yeah, screw it, I'll just cut down the middle and then because that'll be easier to handle, won't it? So as you see, very finely processed meat. And I'll give that a clean. What would be one of my YouTube videos without this? Oh, that's a bit much. This is kind of like it's described as a smoky flavour, but I wouldn't really go that direction. I'd say it's kind of a little bit white peppery. But you can make some wonderful meals out of it. A stroganoff is excellent for this. So right, let's get this on the barbecue and have another drink. Oh, it's so nice to have a level out smoke. It's so nice to have a level base to put my food on. I have washed my hands. Ooh, maybe they do. It's a bone with deer fur on it. This was a deer leg. Maybe they do cook and eat directly. Good for them. So I'm going to use the tongs I found in the cabin, but I've got some antibacterial wipes first, because you never know. Even though cooking the food will kill a lot of bacteria, I still don't know what's on that. These do have a lot of fat in them, so it's dripping fat off of this bottom section just here, so it'll catch flame occasionally. It's now starting to cloud over. So maybe that rain from this evening is on its way. They're nearly done. which is good because I'm getting hungry. Oh, barbecued fallow corv. First time I've eaten this barbecued anyway. So potato salad. That's good. Candles for effect because I'm fine dining. Well, I'm fine dining for camping anyway, which I can't really say I'm doing anymore. I have a roof over my head. I'm cabining. So anyway, barbecued fallow corv. Smells like fallow corv, just slightly better. Oh yeah. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So, glad Midsummer. Skål. I'm going to enjoy this. And I will catch up with you later. Whew. So the time it's taken me to put that charcoal bag on there, go round, start filming and come back, and it's just burned off. Well, there's a little bit of birch wood, as you can see, burning. So I'm going to try and get the fire going from that. Oh, dinner was lovely. So birch, but typical. The minute I get close to it. Okay, so we've got some underneath this log. I can still see some glowing embers. Charcoal's, as you can see, just white and ashy. See what we've got hiding underneath it. Right, I definitely think this birch bark's going to help. Let's get that in. This is just the outer bark section. What I'm after is the thin papery bit that's famous for catching fire quickly. Doing it already, if you can see. This is from the kindling box from inside the cabin. If it does start raining later, I'm going to move the fire into the not sure what to call it. The stove, that's the word. Maybe I'm more tired than I realised. Right, they're up. Slightly larger pieces on top. You need that. And larger on top again. Oh, hot. That bit's a bit ambitious. See how we go. Yeah, why not? Right, that extra birch bark can get out of the way. Maybe for tomorrow or someone else that comes. So all the kindling was propped up against that back log, creating an airspace behind it. Usual method. And the smaller log at the front is just using to hold the heat in from the bottom at the front. Sides are open. As you can tell, the wind is blowing away towards the little lake. And time to relax and enjoy the evening.